Today we celebrate the feast of Saint Francis of Assisi, who born late 12th century and died in early 13th century at the age of 45, very young, who is known as a great peacemaker, and people used to call him Francesco. Some of you might have visited this beautiful place, Assisi, become a symbol of peace, a center of peace for the world. Because he followed the Lord, he showed the beauty of simplicity, humility, and purity. While he was praying after his conversion, the San Damiana Church, when we go there, still it's there, it's a small, beautiful church. It's called San Damiana. That's the place he heard the divine voice. Francis, build my church. As a young man, he didn't understand what Jesus really meant. Build my church, because the church was completely broken. And this humble person, he started his best to build that small chapel. And sometimes God allows this. Nothing will be in vain in our life. Small steps, humble beginning. He himself said, if you want to do great things, start by doing small things. That beautiful song I like. If you want your dream to be, take your time, go slowly. It's very beautiful. And it says, day by day, stone by stone, that's the way you do things. Do necessary things first. Then what is possible? All of a sudden you will come to know you are doing impossible things. Perhaps that can be the summarized version of his life. He started doing necessary things, the most important things. And at that time, church were going through a very, very difficult time. And slowly he started doing what is possible. And at the end, impossible things, you look. Today, he did a great thing in the Catholic Church. And in our life also, God has called all of us to do great things by doing small things faithfully. Small things indeed, it's small, but faithful to that small thing is a great thing. And today's gospel we heard, Jesus said, and he was praising, "Oh God, you revealed everything to little children and hidden from the learned and wise. Such was your will." God always chose insignificant, lonely. Francis of Assisi said, if God can use me, then he can use anyone, because he felt he was so insignificant. So today's gospel also says, Jesus said, come to me, all you have problems, heavy burden, I will give you rest. Learn from me, because I'm gentle and humble in spirit. This is what Francis of Assisi also showed by his example, who said, it is no use of going anywhere to preach unless our walking is our preaching. So this is what we are called to do. The Lord wants all of us to witness this. We are all sinners. We are all fragile human beings, but the Lord can use us. The Lord also can raise us like Francis of Assisi in our own time, if we cooperate with the grace of God, if we are open to the grace of God. Perhaps during this Mass we can pray with Francis of Assisi, who totally followed Christ, imitated Christ, who had a stigmata. That is why the second reading we heard, don't disturb me anymore because I just keep the mark of Christ in my own body. God gave him that. It's a special privilege, specially chosen by God, who struggled, who suffered, but he showed a great example. So during this Mass with the Francis of Assisi, we can also pray, Lord, make me a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me show love. Where there is despair, faith. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is wounds, healing. That's the way we imitate our good Lord. With Francis of Assisi. And that's the way we celebrate this feast.